What's going on, everyone? This is Michael Stewart-Isaacs.
And this is Shemekka Ebony.
And this is your next edition of
Sunday Stacks.
Yes, Sunday Stacks is back. We love this experience. We're loving our Sunday Stacks audience out there. Thank you all for your constant support.
Yes.
Sunday Stacks is a vibe. We're just here to be a part of the greater message and really just want to connect with you, the audience, We definitely want to thank our sponsors, QuickBooks, for giving us an opportunity to continue to create a platform that just speaks to the community and speaks to your opportunities. So definitely utilize QuickBooks as a resource. As always, we'll have the link in the bio, and definitely feel free to check it out. We got some discounts for you all. But other than that, we're ready and always able to give you all what you came for with the new formats and everything we're building here with Sunday Stacks. And we really just want to continue to connect with you, the listeners, and really get your feedback into this world, because we're building community. We're very intentional, and we thank you for your constant support and uplifting. Do you got anything you need to shout out, Miss Shemekka?
Yes, I am excited to be continuing to engage community. I am specifically celebrating Women's History, Women's Appreciation Month. It is March.
Yes.
We are here. International Women's Day is this coming Friday. If you are going to be in Raleigh joining me for the luncheon, definitely hit me up in the comments. Let's be intentional and connecting. But we want to celebrate you all month on March 9th. We definitely want you to come in person to Andrew Public Library, where we'll be having a Women Know Your Worth convening for women authors meetup. We definitely want to celebrate you. And if you like to really unwind and be that every woman that you are and be free and be whole, on March 23rd, I am doing a Paint and Empower, and I would love to have you in that space, and let's build and grow and celebrate the women that we love in our lives.
That's a beautiful thing. And I want to shout out to all the wonderful women out there that are history makers, change makers, ceiling shatterers. Thank you for everything you've done. Thank you to my mother. Thank you to my wife. Thank you to my sisters, my cousins, just every woman that's out there, the ones that I've met through the lifetime, just the people out there that are continuously being encouraged to just continue to give everything that God has given you to be the woman that is a history maker, a she maker, and as I say, my wife, she maker, that's the new word for history. It's a she maker, so that's it, man. We focused over here, and we thank you all for just being a part of this vibe and the spirit of what we are here to create. Sunday Stacks is giving us open space to just take the congestions of the work we all have and really give us a free space to just really be grateful and show gratitude and how it all stacks up for us. And definitely we want to continue creating those spaces for you all out there to give you space to create a good attitude and posture to what's possible in the world. We understand there's a lot of things people can say is wrong, and we all, feed off of gossip and all that other things. But here at Sunday Stacks, we're going to give you a little bit of fun. We're going to talk our talk, but at the same time, we want to be, enough to really make sure that you are hearing something that's going to uplift and empower your lives.
Absolutely.
And, manna from the heavens, as they say.
Lives.
Yeah, something to continue to feed off of that, it's going to sound original, but at the same time, it feel right. And that's what we offer here at Sunday Stacks. So again, I thank you to listeners for tuning in and being consistent with us. And if you're liking what you're hearing, this is your first time here, feel free to go back to the last several episodes.
Check out the other episodes.
Catch up, please. We want to let you be a part of the greater conversation.
We keep our chats open, so anytime on any episode, if this your first time listening to something we did even 2 months ago, please feel free to still comment and engage. We want to talk about it. We want to connect, so definitely don't feel like just because it's a past episode that it's too late to comment. You can comment on any of our episodes at any time to re-engage and kind of share what you connected with and what was resonating with you during that episode too.
All right. So as we look to transition, we thank you for checking in. You can always check out our full-on platform, Sunday Stacks, on YouTube. We also have our I Am Brilliant, which is our production company, where we have that on YouTube. So check out some of the work we do. We're speakers, we're leaders, we're change makers, and we're doing it in the most original fashion, but it's working. And we're grateful that we have this platform to continue to create great productions like Sunday Stacks that continue to uplift your lives and your opportunities in this world. We have a lot of things coming up in regards to our other platforms. So check out our Instagram channels for I Am Brilliant, You Are Too. You'll get a lot of information up there on some of the moves we're making, so you can get further information. We'll put links in the description for you all to really plug in. Another next thing we about to do is transition now. We about to get into our topic today because I'm excited about this for you all, right? So the question we're posing to you today is, do you give, and not receive anything back? And when we say that, we talk about FCC here at Sunday Stacks. That's family, community, and company. So when it comes to those aspects of your life, do you give, and not receive anything back? I've heard amazing stories about so many people, from their companies to their church families to so many different gathering places for them, who give all of their energy to these places. But sometimes people don't even have the realization of what they're giving, and do people even acknowledge or know that so many people are giving to these different aspects of our lives. But sometimes you may not receive anything back from your giving. And we want to talk through that. And we want you all to, link up in the comments and really, lean into this question. Do you give, and not receive anything back from your family, your community, and your company? So what's your thoughts in some of that perspective, Ms. Shemekka?
Thank you for lifting that. It's something that sparks, I guess, my own lived experience journey in walking through having expectations for people to reciprocate what I give, whether it be family, community, or company, at the level that I do. And it was a hard journey to walk through, feeling disappointment or disengagement of people not reciprocating to my capacity and my understanding of what they should be doing. But the more that I begin to mature and have a heightened awareness of how family, community, and company shows up for me, I begin to look at things that I may have not been measuring that really do matter to me. It just may be coming in different forms. And so people can kind of distribute and give based on their currency. And then even their currency has a capacity. That capacity may not meet my expectations. And so my choice in that moment in walking in that awareness is, to accept what they can give at their capacity, but still expect God to exceed my expectations. So it's redirecting my energy back to God as to wanting something to be reciprocated. I may have planted seeds of collards, but because of the season that the other person's in, what they can give back to me, is a baby lettuce head. That's their best.
That's deep now. Don't let that go over your head. That's beautiful. And I think, when we look at our circles in these spaces, the question really comes back to, when we give, is people obligated to have to, return back what we gave them at the same equal quantity? And is that even possible?
How's it measurable?
Right? And I see that as conflicts in a lot of the world, right? Is that people say, well, we give you this, give you this, give you this. Then what are you giving me? And I see that's the grounds for abuse. Mm-hmm. Is when people are in a position where they feel like they're giving more than the other, or there are people who have given and feel that they're not getting that back in return, and it's a weakening mechanism to them, where other people are takers, and sometimes we have to understand this greater conflict that's going on in ourselves, because again, when people feel like they overgive someone something, then at some point, whatever that person can give them becomes the currency, right?
Yeah, and then you burn out, right? When you have, I'm going to use some good language, created an icon out of what your preference is, I would also use the word idolatrize. When we think about what we want from other people, we have to check, even, before you go down that street, what if you just imagine what your purpose was in being connected to that person from the beginning? You could have saved yourself some heartache if you feel this way, because if we burn out because we are operating in our own capacity. We're burning out also because we are leaning on to a human product instead of going to the creator or the manufacturer. We're expecting something that needs batteries to tell us How we
Right.
got to live, accept, and grow.
Right.
So when we shift our mindset and shift how we think about things and what our expectations are for people, you expect God and you expect less from people. So how is God going to show up? How is God manifesting? How is God talking to me today? Is it in a sign? It is in this person. We're learning in every engagement what we want to be and what we don't want to be for somebody else, or what we want for ourselves.
Wow, that's deep. And that's, I sat here, I was thinking to myself, in today's age of people, if they were slipping off into a dark void, they would grab, if there was two items they could grab, either being an iPhone or the Bible. I feel like we're living in a day age, and I'm talking about, again, just imagine in your head, people slipping off into a dark void, and you can only grab one item, and it's either a Bible or an iPhone. So many people would grab that iPhone, not realizing that that iPhone needs a charger to charge. But if you've grabbed that Bible and you took the knowledge that's still in your mind, regardless of that dark void, you would open it up and find light. And I think that's the part that people miss in their opportunities in life, is that we have these devices and everything in our lives today. When we look at how quickly we can give, I mean, we have sports gambling being legal in so many places. So the give and take mechanism is even faster now, and we have to be mindful of all of this within our growth as people. And part of what we do with I Am Brilliant is about rebooting people, right? You need an upgrade too. Your iPhone going to ask you for an upgrade. But you too need an upgrade in regards to what you listen to and what stimulates your mind, so you stay ahead of the machines. You stay ahead of, these things that we could call weaknesses in how we view our families and our communities and our companies, more than how we can say, what can I give? Like, I'm a giver regardless. I'm going to give people promotion. I'm going to give them what they need to grow. I'm going to create platforms for them. And I've been doing that throughout my life. But now I'm in a season now where I look at things like, and I had a scenario I wanted to paint for you. Imagine this, okay? Does your friend circle ask you how you're doing when they call you? Or do they just go into their day and their problems? That's a scenario we want to paint for you all.
Oh, yes, we want to hear. How is it in your friendship circles? What is it usually going down, and how does it play out? Are we paying attention, close enough attention to the people that we're walking with, that we're discerning where they are, more than just being someone to hear what we're going through?
There we go. And I think even in our spaces of company, whether you work for a company or you're what we like to say, boss out there, because it just means you have the capacity to create income, not beyond yourself, that other people can have employment through what you're building. But if you find yourself in those circumstances, how do we show up when it comes to give and take? How are we utilizing people's gifts, and how are we utilizing our platforms and our opportunities to grow together in community and culture within our companies? And I think, sometimes in this corporate model, it could be misconstrued, and we lose this energy of, greater question asking to stimulate and activate people to their greater potential, because there's so much potential in everyone, but they're kind of being stifled on some levels because they don't feel like people care about them. They don't feel like they're really fully needing to be engaged in their workplace, in certain circumstances, even into our own businesses.
Our workplace is a community. It is a place where we're spending a lot of our time. And so we have to think about that as we have expectations for family, community, and company. There has to be a space created where your authenticity to who you are is appreciated and valued, and you still get to the bottom line. That I don't just want to know that you can sell really good. I want to know that your energy is good today before you get on the phones, because you're a representation of who I am. I want to make sure that if you are, representing me in other rooms that I'm not there, that you're representing the bigger vision of what we're working together with when it comes to our divine ordered steps and what we've been called to do, however we're showing up in family, community, and company. So this is good to lift this today, and we want to hear from you. What does it look like in your friendships, and what would you like to see a better version? Like, if you could do a friendships 2.0, what would it look like? What would it feel like for those that are walking with you in life? How can we better show up for one another?
All right. So with all that deep and profoundness that we left you with, let's get into a little fun, all right? So this is this segment we like to call Whiz of the Week. Yes, the Whiz of the Week. Yes, the Whiz of the Week. We are excited because it's an excellent experience in the Whiz of the Week, because our goal is not to gossip, but we need what's a little bit of clickbait, because we need y'all to keep liking and subscribing, right? And we got to give y'all what you ask for, what the people want, right? So, we really did deep and profound first part, but we definitely wanted to connect this conversation in regards to the industries and the things that distract us sometimes when there are greater wars and greater things going on. One of the things that we've been seeing and inundated with is the documentary, you can't ignore it, is everywhere, in regards to Wendy Williams, right? And we wanted to touch on that because where was her community? Where was her family? Where was her company? Where were the people who were supposed to undergird her performance, as well as who she is in character growth and humility and so many other things that could have protected her from herself, as well as from the ego of icons. The way we make people build so up, we can't tell them anything, And so we pray for that family to find the strength from God to give her the energy she needs. Because we want to really let you know the Whiz of the Week is for us to put our sorcery, our touch on lifting these people up, not just talking about them to beat them down. But hoping there's greater days and a cautionary tale that their testimony will still bring them to God, that they don't see themselves as God, but they understand that they stood at a mantle that was too great for them. And it can sometimes harm us when so many people are fixated on us, when you're not properly prepared for that building. But as we're also talking on another shift this week, we talk about things like grooming in both preparation, but also in other aspects where there was more incidents coming up about Diddy this week, throwing a lot of people's names or descriptions. There was a situation with a DJ by the name of Academics throwing out people's name like Meek Mills and all these different things. And I pray for all these people that this foolishness stops, that we stop the gossiping, stop the crazy news headlines. I mean, God, we pray for, the DA down in Atlanta, like there's so much that's going on in our world that if we look at this from that lens of, family, community, and company, we got to really check ourselves and where we step in and how we want to continue to really take away the mass distractions and really start to focus on those core things and watch how quickly the land changes and everybody finds greater benefits and utilities and everything once we start to keen on our local areas from family, community, and start to create the language of improvement and healing. Because I know the mental illness is real. We see the diagnosis that a doctor can give us, but we also see the malpractice that a doctor can commit. So we sometimes have to create our own diagnosis, as well as understand we are the healing that we are desiring in the midst of all this. So that's what the Whiz of the Week is about. It's dispelling these myths and giving you new language and new spell casting of what you can see the situation as, and allow you to open up your minds and your hearts to it being something new, because we all are manifestors, and that's what we have to change the tempo in our community, in our language, and our culture.
Time for activation.
That's it. And we got the greatest activator here with Shemekka and what she's building, and really why, as a partner, I protect these messages, because, Wendy Williams is a cautionary tale of anybody sharing their voice. Puffy is done good things, as well as has his own backstories, right? It's not for us to gossip. It's for us to understand that we can't make ourselves icons above God. We can't make ourselves greater than, and not think that we can do whatever we want and it won't have anything to catch up to us. And we have to just protect our energy as a culture and as a people. You feel me? And that's kind of where we at with it all. So don't get caught up in the distractions. Focus on your own family, your own community and company. That's what we always try to let you know at the Wizard of Week. We definitely want y'all to continue to tune in to the work we're doing here with Sunday Stacks. We love your opinions. We love your comments. Throw it in there. Tell us what you think and what's your opinion on some of what we discussed in this week. And definitely would love to, have you all follow our other pages. I have my own personal YouTube channel. So Michael Stewart-Isaacs, it'll be in the description. Definitely get at a subscription and a like, and I appreciate you checking out some of the videos to see what I do as a speaker. Definitely excited about sharing a lot more messages with the world beyond just what we have a few minutes to do here with Sunday Stacks. This is just a little teaser for what real conversation can sound like when you do have great thought leaders that are building think tanks for thought leaders to have a platform with the I Am Brilliant movement.
Awesome. I love it. Definitely appreciative. Thank you for joining us this week. Plug in with me with Shemekka Ebony to see what's coming on. ShemekkaEbony.com will get you upcoming events. Be able to get to my audio release. We actually dropped an album on Valentine's Day. So
get that album.
Definitely check that out. While I'm Getting Naked, Part 1. So definitely look that up. Definitely we have that. We'll have those links in the subscription. Yes. As always, remember,
I am brilliant and you are too. Thank you for tuning in to this edition of Sunday Stacks, and we'll see you next week. Peace.